it's not necessarily down to comp, in my opinion, when you're playing against the Deadlock. It's more just like game plan and like actual mid-rounding. You have the mid-round. It's a similar story with Vice. Okay, RRQ on defense, we got Wolves on attack.
And we talked about how juicy Ascended with that bleed
that's a lot of
team. It was
classics.
against Jemkin's Scars team back in 2023. Crazy Guy was on
Wolves
that
just doing what
roster
I call a
with
Fnatic,
Juicy.
just holding
And of course,
passive
Juicy was
default
too
for some
young
kind
to
of
play
aggro.
at the top level. And Crazy Guy had to find his own way back through challenges.
Genji would
well.
never, yeah, these would all be sheriffs.
The first time since that fateful match.
Now we are seeing Wolves with the same composition that they had a lot of success with against Billy, blowing them out 13-5.
Ooh, take it back. Okay, so you think there's a trip over towards here, so you can't fight, but you get the sound cue. Kind of like that. Okay, drone over towards middles, kind of make it look a little bit like a split.
67% attack side win rate on Ascent. It's crazy to me that Wolves have picked this map against them. Utter confidence from them.
Ooh, okay, couple of missed shots there.
On the international stage.
Knife went over towards A, hit 2.
And confidently he's taken that mid control.
2-2 hold, looking at 1 yet, still has Omen Flash. It's a good Omen Flash, bought him a lot of time here.
Crazy Guy hits him like a Mac
Maybe
truck.
enough time for the rotate to come in, he does have a recon. He doesn't have a recon lineup.
Springs out there from Gen. Why are you able to deliver? Allows Juicy to move right on up. Clear that dart. YU was revealed. Shot dart could account for him here, and bam! That's a connection from Cushy. Drops down for a second.
Nicely handled from Wolves. Got 1-0 on the pistol. RRQ, I would like to have seen in these two areas some kind of recon to help them out over towards site, especially if they did the smoke to delay. It might have been the difference maker. I assume the whole time I was rotating, he had recon as well. So.
This far, continue to play loose, confident, and just having fun. It looks like they've been enjoying themselves this whole time. Supa has been out of his seat constantly. Frankly, individually, has been one of the
I love the casual stand-up, man. The casual stand-up is so good.
He's issuing a challenge specifically.
Okay, they're allowed 1 death, and they get the 4 Bulldogs out.
This is a change for RRQ.
Got the old school VTP over towards middle with a smoke as well. Recon, so you can take it if you want to, fakes it, and with the recon as well, you can have no idea if they actually took this TP here. So it's pretty good. And Wolves are just very, very passive, waiting for something to happen. Yeah, they're so ready for this reaction.
The best team with that Taeho meta style. They weren't reinventing the wheel. They were just the best with the current best agents, forced to pivot away now, obviously, like the other teams who were very reliant on
it. Gets to the 1 minute mark, nothing super aggro, apart from the reclear over towards middle. And then we go into a set B split with no real chance of getting out of it. I mean, RRQ actually have an okay chance to do damage here.
RRQ, they spent some util early to get
fake over towards short.
But he will be cleared by that Eldro now. Contact from B-Main.
Now, does the Yoru call them back?
As well by that
no, they just commit. Oh boy. Let's see. I'm not saying they're going to win the round, but they have a good chance to do damage here.
Switch room taking control. Now the push-up speedway is going to reveal Jemkin tucked in the corner. Hang about. Okay.
Side goes down.
Spring able to deal with Monyet, and it's on Crazy Guy. Nothing but a classic fragment. Has himself a flash to work with, but Spring has the best.
Pretty good damage. Got 2 Bulldogs out, 1 armor rebuy.
A little shaky there for Wolves, but they do complete the entire.
Why are you full naming me? Why are you full naming me with butter up at the end? That's crazy to have your Twitch names that. Connor, thank you for that, mate. Appreciate the tier 1.
No real hope for Crazy Guy.
Don't appreciate the name, but I appreciate the gift. Thank you for that. Bro went for the full name. That's crazy.
Players on site. Fine job dealing some damage, keeping this bonus round bye for Wolves a bit lower than intended.
Okay, bonus. It's still alright, but it could have been a lot better, obviously. RQ did a lot of damage. Love this recon. Recon goes over towards the back here. Sure.
Clear back wine.
There's an encounter brewing here. Jemkin and Juicy.
Nice shot, bro. What the hell?
As a whistle.
And it's moments like that To give you an idea as to how Jemkin was able
yeah,
to
Wolves on the default with the deadlock as well. They can do the trip here. There's like 3 trips, I guess, that you can do. This one's not great. This one's the best, but obviously can be seen over towards site. Dude, they're just going to pounce over towards B here.
Gets the neural theft off as well. They may just want to accelerate into this site. It's only X-Ferro.
1 extra cage for him.
They can overwhelm him with numbers. He's in an awkward spot.
No way, Recon and Deadlock grab net.
Clearly not ready. That burst of pace from Wolves.
Oh boy. Didn't expect the luck as well. No overstep on middle as well.
Spring not going to overplay his hand either. Just stay alive.
I mean, this should be an impossible retake, really.
Needs to be dealt with. Jemkin wants to do just that. Isolate this duel. It's tucked to the corner. Shot in the back. Massively exposed.
What a round, man. What a round from them. Okay, strong bonus. They didn't pick a gun up at the end here. Too busy celebrating. Could have been a little bit better.
After 3 rounds.
Those post-plant repositions from Wolves were simply lovely. I love that Spring, despite not being able to collect that initial kill towards spawn, does just back off, be a nuisance that needed to be dealt with, and then YU is able to get up on lane, use him as a piece of bait to just get that free kill in the side, and then the swings come from stairs. There's retaking players.
I mean, this is what I've been saying, Bacon. I don't think teams know how to play against this stuff.
The narrative for this Wolves team coming into this event was one of volatility, one of unexpected play. But John QT in a press conference says after all the Chinese team Sentinels played, Wolves were by far the most structured and disciplined that they'd encountered.
When he's 6 HP, dude, he's unlucky to not get a kill there.
Justice to
Goalpost Malone, thank you so much for the 9 months, dude. Thank you for that.
We last saw them in the run to qualifying for the event, coming in as that 3rd seed. Slowing things down now on this anti-eco. YU would love to take some main control again. Camera broken. Continuing to apply a bit of pressure. So K-Crash going all the way up towards mid and a dark cover towards market. So Wolves, you can see that they're trying to feign some presence toward mid, and it's drawing rotates away from RRQ. They're now getting into this site completely for free.
Can't really retake with these guns.
Somewhat positioned.
Put the lark over towards middle, but trip behind as well.
But now forced onto the retake. Bad weapons are RRQ.
It's easy to force those over rotates on rounds like this, Wyatt, where the defenders are desperate to try and set up a favorable stack. Doesn't take too much to tempt them to move across the map. Wolves, again, an excellent job in the early rounds. We've seen this over their games so far of clearing that util, the push and pull, trying to outmaneuver the defenders.
This is after plan utils. So nice though. RRQ, again, it's an eco, so they don't need to like overthink it too much now, but as soon as this comp gets over towards the site, it's pretty much done.
4 rounds to the favor of Wolves here. RRQ yet to show us anything really worth
this is roasting me.
I feel like so far you can't help.
The unemployed guy who just got kicked from his org roasted me. I'm not even sure I need to fight back to that
Missing
one.
out on being able to play in the Swiss stage, getting multiple games of practice in.
I don't think that warrants me even needing to think about anything.
Getting comfortable on the stage, getting their confidence on the stage. And you have this debuting team with massive expectations coming in as the 1st seed from their region, fresh to this environment. It can be dangerous. They can come in.
Hopping around with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate that support. Thank you. Thank you. Divine Evil with the tier 1 as well. Appreciate the 14 months.
Would you rather have been top seed from your region, start in the playoffs, or play through groups? And he says, I just refuse
Deadlock value, yeah, Deadlock value is nice.
You know, be a lower seed because you have a lot more time in a meta that has just changed. You have an extra week or so to see
Beham 1970 as well with the Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you.
And be boned up on the current metagame before you touch down, as opposed to having to take the risk of maybe you're not ready, maybe you have the wrong take on the game, or maybe you're just not, you know, in form on that day and it ends up losing your entire tournament. RRQ had that time to prepare, to watch.
Fun fact review
and being in the game is a different thing entirely. Wolves are hitting them quicker than they can react.
Map. Ooh, interesting.
Okay. Too about wanting to up the tempo, the pace as the tournament has gone on. Now, out of this timeout though for RRQ, I was hoping to see them.
Look what artist is typing. I heard you're being racist towards me. Mate, I'm not your chat. There's no racist there. We're all good. We're all well behaved.
on these rounds.
Human being
Psycho's been more content just trying to work B main solo.
Spring is entrenched here in this wine position. Whereas the rest of Wolves are maybe going to rattle the cage here at B.
Up.
Hoping for
Big
a
buy
push
round.
up from the defenders, but
If they lose this, they got eco again. Is there beef between you two? Nah, I love all this.
Oh wow, engagement one. Yeah, just isolate Spring.
He did lose. He did actually though leave my team when we were undefeated in best of threes. 44 best of threes or something. Maybe there is beef.
They're going to need to do it here with this maxed out investment they have into the round.
Juicy sees it all here on the B side, opts to stick it and fight inside of it because he wants to push up and get the drop on him, and eventually the double face from RRQ will derail things. A second, Lysor picked off, Jenkins off, finally starts to sing. And here's the RRQ with all
honestly, that was just a little bit rough from Wolves.
Wolves getting very disconnected on that B side, execute, and lacking Spring.
On the board, yeah, they're on the board and they keep a lot of people alive, so
easy
he's good. Yeah, there was just a bit of a disconnect from the shore. It wasn't great.
For that obvious angle. So Juicy is just relegated to fighting in
Was someone flying to site? I'm on flash, right?
While the rest of the players are bogged down.
I'm pretty sure 3 of them ate it. Well, to be fair, that was way before the Euro.
Serious heroics from Juicy to be able to pull that out.
I must wait a moment.
Better look there for RRQ, get the full buy they were hoping for.
Wolves walled themselves? Okay, well, that'll do it. Okay.
Crazy Guy's been
now we're actually at a point where we could get
with a classic in his hands.
We could get a reset of the money for RRQ, or Wolves would have to eco.
Towards a main has an idea that there could be someone going for the jump up just to
damn. Man, Spring's been kind of incredible. That is such a good entry for him. Oh, it's unlucky. It's good confidence from Munyet to take that. He also re-clears all of A as well. Still got a camera to kind of keep eye on, check the numbers over towards middle. Camera went out, they saw 2, so they know they're over towards it. They are stuck in main though, they need to make a decision. Big jump here, one of you jump.
Oh, we got it, one!
Goodness.
Can't be upset about that. Lysor though, this is a little bit lated. RRQ hear that Annihilation coming, they basically clear the area. There's a catch on Cushy, that would be quite something. He does show himself.
Nice little bait on this.
Though, has his line.
Yeah, and Crazy Guy should have him. Okay, nicely done from RRQ. That was a big round from Munyet though. That re-clear over towards A here. I do like the reaction from RRQ, right? They kind of pushed A, pushed B, but make sure they could get some kind of kill back.
Of risk there, but then RRQ, the really pivotal moment for me. The great decision was to get both of their B anchors into B main, recognizing the split was coming through, so they want to isolate a fight in main. They're able to do so, find the kill there. By the time
okay, a lot of ults for them to keep this money going, and it's probably good as a close game. We'll say as well, Wolves' comp is obviously good on defense.
The eco opportunity for RRQ to build their own.
I like the idea. Odin heavy over towards short. It's got a lot of walls that can be spent.
But he might look to ask for more. That's unfortunate.
Damn, dude, good luck to Munyet.
Pockets the Odin. An inopportune moment, but Koshi doubles down. That is
it's a double, and they're pushing up short that spike as well.
Fury yields 2 kills. And RRQ have absolutely stabilized this round after losing Crazy Guy early.
Absolutely stunning.
Damn, good recovery from this one. Cushy's ult saved them heavy. Mate, change your name. God's sake. Connor, thank you for the gifted, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. Dude, you have to wait 90 days to change your name. You're stuck with that name for 90 days.
That GravNet pop flash with the Yoru was pretty cool, but ultimately all for naught. No significant economic damage done to RRQ here.
30 seconds left.
That 0-point timing for Crazy Guy is going to be pretty important. Worried about facing down the
honestly,
Spring gets
nice skill.
we all bargained for there.
Doesn't change too much though. The money's really, really good on this one. 3 in a row, maybe see some kind of timeout.
Spring will take it.
Especially they're up against a lot of ult.
Obviously what I've seen from Spring so far in this tournament, incredible aim, willingness to take a ton of duels. We've had a couple situations now where his play towards B main, has overextended himself, and he's left his team without smokes when they're going for these executes. It's been awkward. That's happened on 2 buy rounds now.
It's a classic. They could definitely try speeding up a little bit if they wanted to. They've been pretty slow. I also think this could be a good time for RRQ to go aggro if they want.
When he's supposed to be inserted.
How they've been playing it does look like Wolves have been ready for it majority of the time.
Coach Fade here, someone worth crediting for the more up-tempo style we've seen from this Wolves team, but a lot of different players and teams have sort of said, with this change in metagame, we can be more individual-centric. We can play with that faster pace. Think about Teo, it wasn't just the missiles that were so powerful, it was that stealth drone. Really hard to kill, they have a lot of information. And really hard to take your opponents off guard when they were constantly scouting by that.
Anonymous gifter, thank you for the gifted, mate. Appreciate you doing that.
Here for RRQ. Not even a Yoru in the mix.
Okay, it's still the Odin over towards short.
This is a setup designed to allow someone like Jemkin to shine. On defense, he's on the jet. Only had the 1 round with the Opera was able to convert it.
There's a world they could go for the EG.
Yet,
I wonder like they go into though. Just got the knife line up over towards here, maybe. Yeah, it's a late knife over towards A. Not going to hit anyone. Once they knife over towards A, they realize A is clear. They just rotate a bit heavier over towards B. Got info early over towards A as well if they do disrespect the one-way. And it's nice from RRQ. Just a switch, right? Cypher's now changed from B to A.
He does allow himself to get pinged out. This will give some of that mid-space now over to Wolves. And they choose to canvas it with this deadlock util unless there's a push in their direction.
So we're going to bring 1 sonic sensor back.
Hey, give me this duel on shot. What's going to go on here? Are we just droning?
After you've taken the site, get the spike down. You really don't want to allow Wolves to set up for a post plant. It gets so frustrating to get back in.
That barrier mesh is so
break
powerful.
That barrier mesh, the delay that causes. You don't want to run into the sonic sensors in chaotic moments trying to get back in.
Back soon. That was a 0 point.
Got a recon that lands at the back here or something, dude. I would love to know what Kishi's doing.
Of course, the spawning is going to have to be smoked off. Likely Jemkin is there, and he is.
Yeah, the KO all kind of means that they can't get through the choke. We got 30 seconds. They are kind of committed on this one. Got Sova really far back on it. There's no crazy guy to send it through here.
There's actually no one on the B side itself. All of RRQ
Dude, but yet Omen ulted out of there. They should be able to get the res. Let's see if there's any kind of spam on this one. Oh, missed timing of that. Yeah, no. Oh, it's a little rough from Wolves there.
Spike needs to be planted right now. Still isn't being tapped finally from Sufa.
This gem can pop knives. Oh, he's already got it. Oh, I'm not sure about that flash though. They didn't really do anything with it.
Ready to get active, ready to create space.
Gonna go on with the Al drone as well. That sees nothing on Speedway. Jemkin needs to deal with these entrenched anchor players. But Juicy handles him. Monyan starting to make some progress here, but Xferin and Crazy Guy are dealt with on the B side. Now it's just a Speedway presence for RRQ. Monyan and Cushy. First 3, and they are
nicely handled from Wolves. 4v5 over towards site. I do think that RRQ misused a bit of their util.
Attack side win rate on this map. They're the ones that flip the map, but Wolves are showing they can do it just as well.
Why are you coming up really juicy?
But overall actual style of play, again, I think they played wrong. Right? I think when they pop that KO ult, instead of Omen ulting out of there, I think they just got to fight the site a little bit heavier. They got the KO ult, they know they can't really get through chokes. You probably got to put that smoke down and try actually like duel it. Right? Smoke over towards one of the mains and then flash duel. Instead, they got out of there. They played retake against a comp you're not meant to play retake against.
Good call from Monyan there to make the TP up. Revealed inside that grav net. It would have been curtains for him quickly. Jemkin needs this. Good start for the
team. It's a great shot from him. Really is. Sorry, I didn't really see where the camera is, but if the camera starts going aggro over towards B main to get early info, this kind of push over towards short is really good. Especially against like Vice comps when when you don't have the Killjoy turret here, anything like that's good. That's why it's important if you're playing over towards B, if they are using the camera to just tell the jet to do this kind of play, like here or here, from mid or short.
The 1 minute
a really nice shot from him though. Just waiting for the drone to go past the corner, then he can take the angle, see if anyone's following it up. pretty much fake pressure over towards the middle, especially they got this trip here.
Down, not the case. Dimensional drift and another 4 versus 5. We've seen this story before. It didn't work out on the prior.
Yeah, they got one kill drop on site though.
Dangerously
Oh boy.
Oh, buddy, they know he's coming.
It's another one though where they're just like a little bit delayed over towards the site.
30 seconds
There's a
left.
TP forward. You saw that from Spring, right at the edge of the smoke. Watched by 2, but his wrap angle is not covered adequately by Cushy. Xfero has to deal with it himself. Here comes a second wave now of retakers. Still no plant.
Monette does have a paranoia to get back in. That's a significant piece of utility for RRQ. Both dark covers used. Chemkin wants to get in here. Exchanges, gets the rifle, throws the op to Monette.
Paranoia, Spring sees it coming and still can't stop Crazy Guy. Too fat. No, Crazy Guy is low, and it's on Monette. Oh, just swings the right, but too fat unaware. Try to recon to light this one up. Too fat.
Big round, bro. Big round.
The Wolves train running.
He's giving it as well. Dude, RRQ are misplaying a lot of these retakes as well.
All angles, all too easy for Sufat.
He simply does it all for this team. We've seen him clutch. We've seen him top the boards in terms of kills in these games. He's IGLing. He's hyping them up. He's talking trash. He's questioning, what the hell are these guys doing? How are they letting me get away with that? RRQ forced onto an eco. Just a hero rifle for Jemkin.
Yeah, double Sentinel comps. A lot of rounds in attack, but again, this comp is just like unreal on attack and defense.
For RRQ. On Ascent defense. Reminiscent of their same struggles against Gen G on this
Damn,
very
5
match.
HP, might have to throw this over to someone else.
Down to 5 in the first encounter.
Cushy even down to 28 off the spam. I'm sure Jemkin would love to throw that rifle over to a healthier player on the squad.
Dio is a bot. Thanks so much for the prime, dude. Appreciate that.
Maybe acquired from Wolves on account of this drone. Now they want to push towards A as well. Monette has been a menace in this area of the map. He's gotten some crucial kills, but with just the classic, you can't expect him to do that.
This could be ugly. Our drone re-clear of B main. Seems to allow Jemkin to post up a bit further forward and ask for more.
Okay, cool. Goes to go over towards A. Crazy Guy still has a knife, so if he does like a really good time knife over towards A, they might get an early read on this. As they do lean heavy over towards B. Camera kind of clears it. Knife? Yeah, I guess they had the info middle. Feels weird with the info that they had to gamble stack B here.
Wolves have again achieved their objective. Very structured in the early to mid round. Clearing that util, working the map. See, Sufat never overextended on the B side, and now we can assist with a late flank. And it's unlikely rather that he will be needed. Cushy was brought to 28.
Honestly, I think RRQ might have to do another timeout. I think they need some of these rounds.
Wolves have
like they need the last 2.
Really frequently cycle back into these ultimates. Sufat one away from the Hunter's Fury. Lysor on the verge of that annihilation as well. We get to the second last
Monster
round
XV
of
with the prime. Thanks so much for the 3 months, dude. Appreciate that.
Again, it is just, it's careful, it's patient from Wolves. They work the map, keep attention on B. Eventually, when someone pushes out of main, Sufat is still covering that angle, finds a free isolated kill. The team are able to get into a very lightly held A site. This is excellent stuff from Wolves. And it is very reminiscent of their attack side against
Coach is
Billy
just going to
Billy
let him
in
go,
this
or
comp.
they're
found
coming in
so
for
much
these?
success there. And we started feeling a little bit worried on the side swap because they didn't actually really pop off on defense where you expect them to when they have Deadlock, Cypher, Yoru, and we're getting an off online. It's where this comp thrive.
One enemy remaining.
And as our RRQ team are struggling to deal with the pace of Wolves, Wolves are not splitting the map, they're not splitting these sites, they're actually just pushing straight through B main or A main, as was the case there. It's hard for them to get early action, the defenders, or catch any crosses.
Like the default again, we got the recon.
Played this angle before.
Do you think the...
Didn't work last time.
Sure. They flash over towards A for them to clear this after the recon goes out, so they clear the fake pressure over towards A, and they take B main control. This trip's really, really strong, especially if you do it over towards the left. It's nice as well, they don't hear getting picked up, so they think it might be over towards here as well. That's big, man. Big kill. Over towards A.
Trundles up to check that A main. He's not ready for the angle.
Yeah, this is the Deadlock. I like this default, man. When Deadlock defaults over towards B and can get this trip down, it's super nice. Free clear over towards B, kind of messed it up with their timing, dude. some of the KO stuff doesn't look super convincing. Yeah, and we just gambled and we're just retaking against the comp that you can't retake against. I think you guys just have to save, to be honest.
Can he be caught?
He is well tucked. Xfero's knocking. Oh,
boy.
He had it on his
Oh boy.
Oh, Jemkin at least
30 seconds.
can get involved.
Spike
It's a really late plant. It's like the only thing going okay for RRQ.
Cushy caught in place.
But the double grab net's too strong. Jewel from heaven. You can get stuns, drop down, you're gonna get stunned.
I'm really in a great position to use it, however. Spam on the crazy guy. Cushy weak as well.
He's in on the side. Lysol leads. Nice recon bolt there from Cushy. But they are going to walk away here. 3 gun savers.
Gunsa, hello mate. How you doing, bro?
Time has
Thank you, the fatty moms, man. Hello mate. Good to see you, dude.
Just simply relying on the final round of this half to get to only 4 on Ascent defense. They have ultimates to contend with here.
I save here, no vision block over towards A main. It's pretty much done.
Half for Wolves.
Is that my boy Lysor on his feet?
Oh, Lysor can't wait.
Oh, bro, he's been standing. He's been standing every round, I think.
Is that guy at the end?
No arm movement, just simply standing up.
It's like the guy at the end of the flight who
Evo
knows
with
he's
the
not getting out of the plane for a while, but wants to stand up in the aisles.
He showed the 20 mums. Yeah, he is like that.
I hate that guy.
Hey, worried about my pick'ems? I don't really care about my pick'ems, man.
Guardian for Xfero.
I've already been disappointed by the fast seeds. No one's coming in with new stuff, man. Everyone's playing 2024 stuff. They know what people did with their time.
Paranoia should get some big value.
Almost punished for that timing, but Jenkins positioned forward in wide. And then he dines on the attackers. Sufat at least able to punish him for it, but I mean, 3 kills. It's more than enough for RRQ.
Nico, thank you so much for the tier 1, and Owen VLR as well with the prime. Thank you for the 3 months, mate. Thank you for doing that.
That time just giving Mon yet a friend to help him.
Surely they win this one? No, they win this one. They got this one.
Trap setup.
But dude, 8 against this comp.
As the Paranoia catches multiple
really rough.
Players, isolates a second duel. When that re-swing comes in from Spring. Listen, if there were a couple players that I would trust to maybe come up in the clutch here, it would definitely be Sufat and YU right now. It's not out of the question. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Sufat's definitely lost the element of surprise here and been revealed by that neural theft. No,
guys, make a decision. What we done? Drone short with the wall, okay?
Instead, he'll try and find yet another opportunity. There's obviously neural theft here for YU. Should there be an appropriate corpse?
Okay.
Recon goes into market, exactly. But won't really help. There's still a triple mid.
Spike down.
Still though, no matter what, man, 8 rounds.
And there's just no
feeling great about it.
Pinged out as well. 12 seconds. This round is absolutely done. So RRQ, at the very least, managed to get themselves to 4 before we move on to the second half. But this was all about Wolves. Sufat with that phenomenal clutch. Juicy fight.
Yeah, that 1v3 kind of killed them a little bit.
Everybody was really
they also played like they played to leave sides too much.
The team that always remained the underdog.
Farming aura, farming kills. Can they find themselves in a winning position on Ascent? It's a great start for Wolves. We'll be back with more from our first map of the series right after this.
Deadlock? I mean, Deadlock has a good win rate at the moment, right? Yes, 2-0. Wait, Wolves played this before, right? So maybe this would be 3. Oh, child, let me mute this. Yeah, I forgot. That YouTube's getting copyright striked again. This will be 3-0 with the Deadlock? Yeah. This was a little bit poor from RRQ, to be honest. But I also think they look a little uncomfy with the KO, to be fair. Who picked this map? Wolves picked this map. Dude, I like how Wolves play some of these maps. This Ascent is hard to play against. The Split's hard to play against. There's like 2 maps that they play pretty untraditionally. It's nice radicals, honestly. Not gonna lie, I know we're sick of the Teo, but I think doing another huge meta change before the event lowered the skill. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it had to happen at one point. Again, it just like it's like some teams like misread or maybe just playing it too safe. I think it's better to do it now than it is later. Like 2 events with it would have been a little bit rough. Like that is part of Valorant, man. Like part of Valorant is just going, this is what's strong, this is what meta, let's play it, or this suits our style, let's play it. Like that's a big part of the game. Sometimes it's obvious with like Teo and stuff, it's like relatively obvious, but other times you I don't know, the game adapts a lot. Like this event was a lot different to others in my opinion. Like I think first seed at this event was a really big blessing for these teams, but I think in my opinion they've all played it insanely safe. Whereas I would have just gone for like heavy comps that people aren't used to playing. Like I probably would have been playing Deadlock on 5 maps, and I'm not saying I would be doing that on stage 2. Because I think with demos it's not as strong, but I think with an event like this, if you just have good theory from a lot of your maps, you're getting at least top 4.
But a ton of fun. But are they warmed up? Missing the group stage. They do look a little bit shaky. Their stars are not firing outside of a couple of isolated occasions in the first half.
Now you're getting the information on main. Hit about to come in from RRQ. There's the dash in from Jemkin. Wants to get to switch. Door going to be closed.
RRQ. Have to win pistol. He'll trip over towards lane. Omen Flash just kind of missed the mark a little bit. Dude, he swung with it though?
Crazy guy. Hit right between the eyes. Monya easily able to handle the Cypher.
It's a 2v4. Kushi's probably going to have to do it all.
No stick.
Still got
It's going to buy time for Lysor to group up here with Spring.
Lysor does have a grab net thrown out, but no connection. Money on such low HP. At some point, they're going to have to get this spike down. Wolves are just going to bide their time until that moment actually comes in. No reason to rush.
Shock dart. Okay, Recon has just come back up for Kushi. That's probably the timing that they were waiting on. He's going to come up and attempt to plant. Lysor, Monya. Oh, he gets off the line. Oh, that hurts. Monya did too much to look at.
Nice down double pistol. Double pistol. Oh boy, they're in a good spot.
Has his team really behind him. Self-belief pumping. We got 3 players out of 6.
all on their feet.
We could have just gone standing desk and saved on budget, honestly.
YU wins a crucial first blood engagement against Jemkin.
Triple stand, yeah. Like loads of meerkats, man.
Because somehow a very low HP Mon yet even things up with
especially
the
Lysor.
But it's just not
dude, they all just stand there. There's no action, they're just standing there. There's 4 of them now. They're trying to get them all to stand up.
Away off the direction of Speedway. Really just fate that dictated that, but man. That really hurts them there, and there's a sense of destiny about Wolves here to take a round like that. And they are going to continue this momentum they built in that first half. Defense side pistol 1. RRQ need to come up with something soon.
Can't imagine it's going to be on this round. It's just 5 classics. And again, I can't help but feel like we need to just harken back to yesterday with XLG making their debut in this same situation.
This one's kind of nice. Ooh, 6 shots, man.
Will it blend? RRQ edition.
6 shots. That's a nice little hold over towards short here. Same time they did the deadlock all over towards A as well to get full info. I kind of like this trip. I've never seen this trip before. Obviously, if they go push over towards site, you're free on the from your left.
This is one of those situations with an astronomically
from
low % chance of success. Cool. Cypher util up the wazoo here on this B site. Crazy guy who Had to spend a lot of time in tier 2 to sort of
I take it from one of their ecos that they like to do this.
Crazily experienced player.
He's been competing in TAC FPS games for over 10 years at this point. I remember him debuting as a Phenom substitute AWPer at a DreamHack tournament way back in 2015. Has had a redemption arc as of the last couple years. Qualified with Bleed.
Against
Juicy on that team.
He wins these, mate. This one's really hard to win.
Rich histories between these players, and then
Yeah,
had those struggles with Bleed in that
this one not so
debut
much.
season
Probably
with
just take the
Pacific.
plant
Had
as
to
a
go
win
back
for
to
this one.
challenges, work his way back into the VCT, joins up with RRQ, and that's when his team has gone on a run.
Oof,
Their best
man, that's
placement
so clean.
historically had been a 5th, 6th, and then they win. They come in first. They beat Gen G and PaperX to do so. It's been an insane run for them, but now it's just a matter
Okay, let's see how RRQ
of
wanna.
holding their
Dude, it's gonna
nerve
go
on
fast
the
now?
stage
Okay.
when the pressure is raising further, when the consequences are higher, and the teams are showing out. This Wolves squad have come in just bringing everything they've got. Their players individually have been white hot all tournament long.
RRQ
What's
needs
this
to find
little
a way
trap play? Grabbing that
to generate
flash
some
with recon
momentum
behind
of their
with the
own.
original
Spy
plan.
round that really has to be the start of all that. Is a pretty sizable grab it. Oh, juicy. The temptation, of
Damn,
course,
dude.
I understand.
he got
A lot of guys trained
he got
on that
so
corner
many with the
direction.
grab net. Yeah, I like the idea.
Can't be mad at a play like that on a bonus round.
It's a shame. Did you need the recon if you're swinging?
Onto Mon, yeah, that could have been a sick combo into multi-kill. They love
Didn't expect
this
5.
grab
I did
net
not
on
expect
Black
5
play.
though. No doubt
Going
about
to
it.
keep RRQ on their toes at any given time. That trap could be sprung. They pivoted all the way over towards this A side. Dark cover going to obscure the view from tree trips. Broken by Shock as well. Scaling now into the site for Wolves. They want to commit. They want to anchor.
Oh, this
Why
was
you lit
nice.
up, that is perfect. Use of that recon util. Cushy going to capitalize on his own.
Ah, he so nearly got that guy. That was so unlucky.
Eventually,
He was so close.
eventually will be pacified. Not before he takes his pound of flesh out of the game.
Okay,
Sufal
let's see how much
working his way
damage they
through
can
heaven.
do.
Would love to
got a 1v1 over towards A main.
accomplish getting
One
at
enemy
least
remaining.
a bit more damage, but
He'd
it's not
love
going
one
to
or two
happen.
more guns, Wyatt. But Lysol with the Ghost definitely put in the least advantageous
BB launch to
position.
heaven to try to get a gun here.
That being said, a kill would get him closer to that annihilation.
That old setup with the
We only
wall will
really
go
saw
hard.
what
The spam,
lineup
yeah,
from
which
Lysol.
makes you think like the recon doesn't really make
Just
sense, right?
Missed clipping a player over towards
But
tiles in the
again,
first half.
it's meant to get like one person,
Lysol,
two
a huge
person
part of,
defaulting over
the
towards
engine
B.
room in terms of
Like him
storm
into
utility.
the speed
Of course,
shooting
that
it so the
grab net
crosshairs
play
up.
didn't quite go off the way they planned it. Lysol will bathe in the blast. And we'll get on with our lives. Round at number 16 coming at you. And RRQ with their first buy.
This is about what Team V will be molding over the Guardian anti-eco buy.
Okay, little
He didn't like the Guardian, the anti-eco.
Quick enough.
I agree people
Saved his
position
team.
themselves wrong,
One enemy
but I don't
remaining.
think it's bad.
Potential demise.
That kill there is big. I mean, Sufat obviously trying to intervene. Caught on that rotate attempt. How does Fury for Cushy here?
You have to keep your eyes on him in this round. Impressive to see him top fragging in this game
That's
as
what
well.
Mini said. I mean,
Typically for
two
this
body
team, it is
shots.
just Jemkin taking over
And against
at
Stinger
all
buys,
times.
it's good.
The rest of the players sort of even
Because most people have utils, so they have light armor.
spread. There's some damage just
I'd just say
on
that people
Red
play
Rock.
maybe too
Very
close.
low.
So like if
Lucky
someone
to
wide
be
swings, it just all
alive.
gets wrecked.
Team almost lacking
Maybe
smokes.
teams buy too many.
That
Like it's not the worst argument ever.
Okay, well, classic Spring. Tries to jump out there, get a bit of a fight. Juicy.
Big duel coming up.
Lysol here with only a Guardian to work with. Completely caught by that Hunter's
Good
Fury.
Sova ult,
Xfero
man.
just wants
That
to
was
bust
good
the door
Sova
down
ult.
now.
I actually thought he might be good for one
control
here.
of his A side as already the rotates coming in.
Yeah, body there if you want to ult as well,
Sufat
but
has the
I
Odin.
know exactly where you are.
Will be revealed here now by that Cypher ult.
Going to keep Wolves at bay right now. Perhaps he's just going to opt to save. Sufat would love to get a tag with this drone and someone to spam down with the Odin, but
Got Jemkin.
not going to happen. Recon, they're going to try to scale in. Time dwindling a
They
bit.
don't have the money for this.
yeah, but they
Risking
could win
weapons
it.
here, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, no, they're not thinking about the
Sufat
money.
here is
They're
committed,
thinking, hold up,
clearly.
I'm pretty sure we can win
In
this
for a
one.
penny, in for a pound, he says. at the player inside tree. It's Jemkin who's going to show some leg here and be a little quicker on the trigger finger to boot. RRQ are clambering desperately back into the map.
Couple good multiplayer faces at the end there, just to clean things up.
I think Omen needs enough. Yeah,
Gen.
I would nerf him a
Spring
little
going
bit.
for a questionably
Maybe just the time of the smoke coming back. Something small.
Just presents himself, doesn't he?
I think taking away 1 TP would be too much.
The timing just a little bit off. And then Juicy does find a moment to pop himself out of the smoke, but at that point, he's already down one.
I would add just like 5 seconds onto the smoke regen, something like that, so you have to think a bit more. I don't know, not too much.
100%. They are quality in terms of the fundamentals.
A refreshable TP. You TP, you have to wait
Nothing crazy
a
on
minute
that
and then
round, just a
TP
good
again.
A-split.
But I think that would be...
Wolves hoping to catch someone unaware
Then
in
you
A main,
can
that
still
won't be the
entry.
case.
That's not the
And it
worst
seems
idea.
like with Monyet
It
being
might be
near
better
enough
though.
to hear that pressure
Not the worst
coming,
idea.
RRQ
Takes away a lot of
just
defaults,
get
but honestly
into
it's probably good
this.
at the moment.
Cycles
Wait,
they're
what?
going to imagine will be lighter on players, and they are absolutely correct. Going to get things
But
for
honestly, with the
free.
way the Riot is at the moment, I don't think they want to add more agents with regen stuff, even though it's like a direct nerf of splitting what they already have.
Literally crazy guy going to have the null command into the next.
He must have seen him here.
Always
The spam
been
was kind of crazy.
One of the highest value ults that you can get on this Ascent map with the age-old comp.
And the pattern that RRQ have made use of to their great success over in Pacific is really simple. It's Jemkin gets first kills. In their final series against Gen G, he was 26 for 12. First kills, first deaths.
Insane.
We mentioned like he has 137 of those in Pacific, and the next closest player is 85. It is an absurd outlier stat that RRQ always get Jemkin in position to succeed in these early rounds. Now, this example, of course, is against basically a full save, so I wouldn't write home about it, but that has been kind of the core of their play.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. Sufat check?
That's, that did not go as he had
That
planned.
didn't go great.
Okay, he'll be on the Guardian.
And then he
I
went
get that he doesn't want
to
to get ultimate,
stairs.
He was a little bit too far away to run into the spike explosion.
Great.
It's like the plot of I Am
Lucky.
Legend. He's like the only guy
Yeah,
left.
Guardian
after
light
full
armor
out.
for
That's
this one.
Not where you want to be.
All right, Wolves are going to pick up the Operator. It is crucial to the success of this double Sentinel comp. You want to be able to use that off with your Yoru and have it route the attacking team
Yeah, so
into the
I mean,
sites that are
just the Yoru op in
specifically
general is like one of
littered
the
with a
big
ton of
things
that
for this
Sentinel
comp anyway.
utility. It's
Especially
crucial
when you're like using your walls
machine
correctly, so they
to
have
be
to be in
working
certain paths or like get to certain areas to shoot the walls. Like making sure they have to push off your opera is really good
Jemkin
as
is
well.
consistent.
So
While
it's
he
like a
has
good
that
way of
tailwind
just
down for
punishing
about
and
trying
actually
to
holding
fight
the wall.
back. He has to
And
target his
then when the
corner.
wall goes down and they hear the wall again, they then think that there might be an
timing
op behind it.
back out.
Also, with some of these comps, maybe without the Cypher, mid can be weak, so it's good to kind of like cover that stuff up.
To get out Recon
The,
as well to
like,
post up on the angle. I like this, but
wall
Jemkin might just timing him.
and op is like really
Jemkin's
important with this
individual
comp.
brilliance that's allowed him to succeed in these situations prior.
KO
Commands
or
coming out. Crazy guy
Jesus.
instantly knocked.
Oh, he got
This time
melted.
Spring on a much safer line.
Yeah, this is a little bit what we're
Talking
talking about. Like wall committed over towards it. You get so much
guess,
info with this one.
turn their eyes over
We
towards the
got
B side of the map.
when does
There's
the
gonna be a
recon
player
come up?
To Jemkin's immediate right. Crossing here could be dangerous. Spring has dealt now with that KO properly. And in comes the Cocoon. Nice little catch off the Annihilation here. And Wolves aren't really in a great position to help Juicy out. Jemkin got
Oh,
caught.
hold up.
Kochi
Oh,
pushes
hold
in a
up.
boathouse though.
Dude, how did they...
Up on numbers are RRQ.
Kushi did kind of
YU
incredible.
and Spring, high school classmates, now have to put it together. 5 years of play together.
The Omen Flash, yeah, the
They
Omen Flash was
themselves have said
huge.
they are on the same wavelength. Need to bail Wolves out here.
They were just a little bit too far away in the rotate, but they catch the first
Ooh,
on
look
next
at
barrel.
HP.
Monyet is so weak. Real opportunity
just got his
to
recon
clutch
back.
things out.
Revealed there, pinged
that
out
was
by the
scary.
neural theft. Big opening made here
The
by
shock actually
YU.
might be
Cushy
good.
trying to
Oh,
keep
it was close.
Wolves
20
at
HP.
bay, but they are coming, and they've got a taste for blood. Cushy's third of the round.
Sorry, I think it's 10 HP.
What a flick from YU. Nobody knows
Damn,
Cushy
what a
was. It
round
doesn't
from
matter.
Cushy here. He's absolutely bailed him out on
4K
this.
for the sober
He
RRQ
bailed
again.
him out in the
Another
entries
giant
and he
step
bailed
towards
them out in the
evening out this
afterplan.
game. That attack side prowess for RRQ
was
on
awesome
full
from him.
display.
It's a rough round from Wolves. It looked really good here. I don't know what happened over towards their info on lane.
So dangerous to get into the site. Lyxor was inevitably going to find someone with that Annihilation, playing defensively all the way in the back. But that still wasn't enough. Wolves were just too far away. The rotates coming from A were not there in time to assist. Sure, Lysor gets
the calling here? Yeah, the calling was nice.
Overwhelmed by the numbers
Build the
of
wall over
RRQ.
towards B main. Had A main
Great
control.
moment to push towards Spawn,
KO
get
fake
in
all
the
up
dark
towards short.
cover.
And then obviously you have the wall
Catch out
safety
one of
for
those
B, so
Wolves
you know the
players
numbers
who
are going to be
felt
left here.
I need to get in here to
Like it was nice.
ASAP. I need to try to flood into assist. Get a timing right now. Swing towards stairs. Get a fight. But
Plus 1 point for my VFL. Yeah. Dude, my VFL team's doing good, man. Mostly because I just have Zekken as IGL. He's just farming me points.
Early play from Spring, much better in that last round. Took Crazy guy down instantly, playing a much safer spot over on that A site. And can Wolves generate an early advantage off of this grab net flash combination? We've seen it once. It was against a, it was a bonus round for Wolves. They really need to throw what they can at Jemkin to stop him from getting rolling early. Those Jet first kills, no joke. We talked about the stats around.
Hello, Solstice.
Huge part of RRQ's
Hello, mate.
run here. Jemkin has to be nullified entirely as a star player on this map.
Okay, timeout goes in. Timeout goes in, and honestly, it was a really rough round to lose for them as well, with the double ults invested. I would love to watch that one back and try and work out how, because she managed to get a good timing over towards lane with one here, one here.
And we've just been seeing on these rounds, it is the story with RRQ. They're not reinventing the game. They are playing a style that we have seen, going for executes that we have
any
seen
gifters,
a million
that's
times
incredible.
over with this composition, but they just
Dude, he's
do
just a businessman.
They don't invent the wheel.
He doesn't want to spend
Why
money
don't
when he
they
knows
just
he can get stuff for
reset and
free. And there we go, DJ Pysource gives him a gifted.
Up top mid, double face into YU, who's able to stay
Why he's the best at what he does, man.
turn? Flash there just to keep him honest, to keep him further back from potential rotate. Crazy Guy was able to extract Sufat with consummate ease, but Juicy does disrupt things a little bit. That was the spike loose, but
Wait, if
already
he-
recovered by Jemkin.
Yeah?
That's why you look for a timing out of this spawn side. Jemkin went to hunt Juicy. And RRQ looking absolutely ruthless on this anti-eco round. Not giving a lot of opportunities here for Wolves to sort of double up, group up, spring! Okay.
He heard the drop down. I'm surprised Xpharaoh just kept
Yeah,
the
I think when he
U-tail
had the
up,
TP
made
before they
sound.
TP'd like
Something to
over
work
here
with.
instead of really this
With
close.
that smoke thrown up, Wolves will be allowed access here to the site.
And that is a gun recovered for Spring. He picks up that Vandal. Lysor gets one as well. Real opportunity.
Spring.
All of a sudden.
Jemkin hoping to take this first contact effectively at Speedway, and Spring, unarmed as he is, will be handled. Jemkin has 3 for the round, and Crazy Guy will end it.
Still, the rounds are kind of
Now
close.
we've got
Still.
ourselves
The
a
rounds
game,
are really
folks.
close.
1 round stands between RRQ and Wolves' 10-round total.
On their debut, this RRQ squad, they have managed to hold their nerve, not succumb to the fact that they were down by such a
Zekken's here as well. Hello, mate.
They lose the second half pistol.
Pods, can you please
Being on
ban
the big
Zal's?
stage
It's not good
hasn't
for the
gotten to
stream
them. They've
environment.
completely
Honestly,
rallied back into this game.
you might be
They
right.
have so much economic pressure on Wolves. RRQ can just buy every single round with ease. Juicy's going to pick up that operator again. Wasn't able to find
Up
success
Odin.
with
We
it.
got the fake recon that
Prior
goes on
round, this
tree
time towards Cat.
from A.
Oh my
Dude, I haven't
Jemkin
seen
is
this for a while.
So fast right now, controlling all the space, taking a lot of damage, and Sufat just catches him out. In the meantime, the
Okay,
spike
they
is working
baited the
its way
Omen
up.
ult out of them though. This might even been
Hoping to
around
get
because they have
to the
Omen
site.
ult.
Sonic sensor
Make sure they actually take the Omen ult so you know they're weak over towards A. It's kind of smart.
What a timing for Lysor!
Bro, there's no shots. Doesn't have to worry about A main. It's a 2v5 at its
But this is
peak.
still now gotten very, very dangerous and very
that
much
hit.
out of hand. Crazy Guy's just walking away. Monya does not have that opportunity. He is in the side.
Yeah, but I think
Gets the
the
plant down now when it's hoping.
rule should
Praying
go
that
as he
Crazy
gets
Guy can
there.
get there in time, but he's got a
it's
barrier in
gonna
his
get
way.
timing, I'm
He's
pretty
got to
sure.
break through this quickly.
Oh, it was breaking.
He is able to do so. Has one flash to try to pop out of the smoke. Give some assistance to Monya, who's stuck in hell.
Crazy Guy taking a little bit of damage here through this dark, coming down to 5. It's getting
shot.
dangerous.
Nice round from
and
them.
there it is.
Nice round of that. I didn't mind the idea from
Exactly
RRQ
what the
at
KO
all.
is.
The fake B
And
into
here
the A because they have
come
Omen
Wolves
ult and you know the
back
Omen's gonna Palmer
to winning
B.
ways, and doing so while
anchor over
maintaining some
towards
very expensive
A. Let's go.
weaponry here. Odin, operator, still in hand for this team.
RRQ love to sell a fake, but this time it's not bought.
Yeah,
Sufat
I mean they gotta have
with that initial spam kill.
more
Players
pressure on
overall
A.
didn't really need to
So-
rotate off. There was still a lot of utility from that deadlock to keep the players that were pivoting through tree.
The deadlock? Yeah, I mean, it just means that you have to have one here, right? But the overall idea is not bad.
Coming up with a huge 2J.
What happened? Did the Sova then go short?
Doesn't look insane on the scoreboard right now, but I think his best play actually has come from deadlock on Ascent. Versus the Omen on some of the other
big change up, just go fast over towards here, Recon and try to EG. Dude, they called the most perfect strat for what Wolves wanted to do. They tried to go for the EG spam. Ah, they didn't get the kill. That's unlucky. Kushi over towards site has Sova ult as well. And there's good money, they just need to make sure that the op saves, and they should probably just pause a little bit, try to get the Sova ult out as a win. Yeah. Lock him in, do damage maybe.
Can he capitalize? No, Sufat just out of the way, narrowly. Do they try to go for this right now?
Might be a tough one. Monyet brought down. He was in B main. Spring is at least able to dig him out. So now there's not the risk of a backstab as Wolves try and hit the site.
They know they can just focus on the players here. Juicy wants to get down lane, beat from X-Sparrow.
No.
But the shot goes wide.
Now though, RRQ being forced to play onto the side, but Jemkin is waiting for them. Fangs bared, blades out, ready to throw down. Deals with Sufat as well.
What's this victory jump every time he gets a kill?
And there's no more time for Wolves to get in here. Jemkin will pursue them. Blood in his eyes. Even so much that he take the clone down and perish to the blast.
Okay, man, they called the most perfect time for a B hit.
Late on this attack side, Jemkin slow to start, but finding his moments.
It's a little bit unlucky for Wolves.
On the game.
It's pretty much the first time that B's been super weak for like the first 10 seconds of a round.
With the cloud drops, Sufat not ready for the engagement. It's picked off. RRQ are so close to tying this game up.
Big round.
One round away.
Yeah, this is the one though. Look at their money. Can't buy next. You know what the score would be.
Okay. As well for Wolves. Oh, they catch one yet.
Dude, they got smoke as well though. They got a kill over towards here. It looked like they missed the op shot with this one. Maybe saw him with the camera. I'm not entirely sure. Get full info. 3 HP. I must have been shot. Oh no.
Works his way into the site.
Oh,
there's no way.
Sufat,
out the whip.
Xero now needs to get busy on the site, but he knew his time was short after missing that engagement. B site is clear, but now it's handed over to A.
They feel like they just have to get in. RRQ null command. Jemkin wants to make space. Crazy guy out in the open.
Awkward timing. Jemkin got pinged just as he jumped into that cloud burst. Lysol did fall. Kushi trying to get the res. He's trying to tease it. Spring looking for a timing. Crazy guy's back in the game. At least secures the trade. Kushi. Now 1v2.
He does bait him out, gets the door down, wants to take the duel.
Very nice. I was just going to say, I think the Cypher's made the winning play no matter what anyway. Okay, 2 chances to close it out. My god, this was close. Ah, dude, that kill at spawn was everything. That luck kill.
In the clutch potential, but he can't connect that last shot. What a prediction from Sufat. Does he run into hits him on the teleport? That was madness in main. Absolute madness. RRQ going to pivot right into a timeout. Time to calm things down after a very, very chaotic round.
Neither team actually has a strong economy to play this round. Wolves are going to try and end the map with a couple of half armors maybe mixed in here.
Heretics Weber. Crazy how everyone flames us, yet we lost to the 2 best teams in the tournament.
Actually shone in post-farm anchoring situations
at the moment,
for RRQ this
I'd argue against.
So getting ahead of that stall util, that fast play into B has been one of the most effective tools.
Fist bump and bears with the prime. Thank you for the 21 months.
These round wins, but they're running into an annihilation. Dimensional drift for Juicy, it's definitely on the table. He's 2 orbs away from developing that.
Aksuki as well with the prime. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you. Who's been talking about heretics? Trust me, I've seen some people talking about heretics. I've seen some Reddit threads. Oh, dude, I've seen some moronic Reddit threads recently. That one Reddit thread about that guy who's just like, why do we need an off-season? And then no one in the comments talked about visas. That killed me, man, to watch. Lost brain cells.
But it's at the top of their pool. They're making a serious go at running this back. Comeback feels so real. They're on the precipice. It's going to be.
Okay, camera.
Wait. Clearing things out.
That knife good.
Step one is play through the one-way.
We get down
RRQ
here.
are happy to walk it.
We'd
There's
get
no
like just this area.
forward
It's kind of
presence
nice.
from Wolves to play
Okay,
off
2
of.
chances. We've got early camera. Crazy guy can't afford. He takes the hit. We've got Deadlock all on this one, and they've just been way more decisive. Just straight up A hit.
Comes in, Jemkin over the top Jen.
Flash, big jewel on the site here.
On the side, why you get lit? Oh, that's hurting for the defenders. Siufat though gets involved. He's on that upper side. Eventually
I think
traded
his
out.
mate was using Yuto, and his other guy absolutely sent it.
Juicy flash through, but dark cover down. Do they dare find a timing to try to just pop flash out of this when the spike is going down? Now Juicy is began
Big
to
jewel
rotate
on
the
short.
street.
This spot for Xfero is so good. Juicy, he's not ready for it.
Late time, you
That
got
shuts
trip.
down any chance of a split flood for the defenders.
Oh.
Springfound Jemkin just picked him up out of nowhere and Monyet spraying through the floorboards.
Nicely handled.
Gets
What's their
RRQ
money?
that round.
Oh,
That could
chat,
well
the
be
money's
1-2.
not
That
good.
could
They got Deadlock caught
Send us
though.
into overtime.
They maybe come with some kind of play
Wolves
of it.
feeling committed, or that they were just about
Yeah,
to get
just a
flanked
bit disconnected
by
over
Xfero.
towards heaven here. Like they got the trade back, and
They
then
do
one
swing
sent it
out.
and one
They
chilled.
lose all of the weaponry. There's been some serious issues on these A hits with Wolves being able to deal with the recon darts. Multiple rounds on these executes. It's been YU getting lit up, picked off by Jemkin.
What's the buy? Bulldog,
Can't help but
Guardian,
increase his first
Phantom.
kill stats at every
Sheriff,
turn.
Sheriff.
This buy for Wolves is horrific. RRQ. This is the perfect
Knife
opportunity
goes in,
to
it hits
rally this
one.
game all the way back. They've held their nerve. They can take
It
this.
hits
to
one
OT.
sweet flashes to create the pressure that they've peeked
starts
through
with a
it. So
three-player
it's like the
push into
classic
mid.
protocol. If it hits you, flash, and then you swing to take
Wolves
aim.
only
And
have a total
reaction to that, they
presence at the
throw the
trap
wall
wide
down
here.
and no one
Jemkin's
shoots
trying
it.
to
So they
figure
kind
out
of
if
get
he
good
can get
info
under
that
it.
the 3 pass
Respect
over
that.
towards B is pretty strong at the moment.
They had to clear it manually, and
Ooh,
now
it's
this
not
push
bad
through
for
market is a
Wolves.
belated approach for
Big jewel.
Xfero here in B main, and Juicy's definitely expecting him with the cyber cage up and on the side. Here come RRQ. Juicy's only got a short window. He's found two.
He's out of there. But his mate's in trouble back at side. Okay, his mate's not in trouble, man. What a beast.
Collapsing in a screaming heap. Siufat tries to finish the job.
Damn, Wolves, baby. Wolves on it. Respect. Big win for them.
RRQ wonder.
Big win.
Wolves' map pick. Do they start with a win on? On your feet. Hands together.
Okay, good start for it.
Wolves are